listening to the soundtrack of Quinnipiac, 98.1 WQAQ, entertaining Hamden, New Haven, and the world. The new WQAQ, from the underground up.
You're listening to The Locker Room, your home for professional and Quinnipiac sports.
There is no doubt in my mind at all that the New England Patriots are the best franchise in the NFL in the past 15 years.
You're out!
If Mike Trout can stay on the field, we're looking at one of the best players in Major League Baseball history.
It blows my mind that Kendrick Perkins is still a player in the NBA.
Here are your hosts, Austin Basile, Jason Davis, and Josh Brewer. Good evening, sports fans, and happy Monday. We hope you all had a fantastic spring break, and we're glad to be back in the swing of things. Josh Brewer here alongside Jason Davis and Austin Basile here for this fifth installment of The Locker Room on WQAQ 98.1 FM. Thanks for joining us. We have some pretty breaking news coming out of Quinnipiac sports. We just had the selection show for NCAA women's basketball, and Quinnipiac, which went 20-0 in the MAC and dethroned 9-time defending champion Marist in the MAC championship, was selected as the number 12 seed in the Oklahoma City region. So the Bobcats will travel to Stanford, California.
It's a long trip.
So maybe fan plane maybe, and they will take on the Oklahoma Sooners, who will be playing in the Big 12 Women's Championship semifinals, going up against Texas. Oklahoma is 20-11 right now. They sit at 13-5 in the Big 12, excuse me. So, congratulations to the women's basketball team, and hopefully they can just keep the run going, maybe surprise the team. They played extremely well when they were in the tournament, was it last year or 2 years ago? Right. So hopefully they'll be able to keep it up, do well again this year, and maybe surprise a big team, because Oklahoma right now is saying, who's Quinnipiac?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So congratulations once again to women's basketball. And
that's really cool.
Yeah. So, most likely we're not. I don't know. We played Notre Dame earlier in the year, and Notre Dame was ranked 2 in the country for a pretty long time, and Notre Dame defeated the Bobcats 112-52.
Wow.
So, there's a big difference in women's sports between the top teams and then the not top teams, obviously. But, hey, Bobcats played well. Who did we play? Maryland, I think, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Or last year? Yeah.
Whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah, and they played well again against Maryland. They gave them a run for their money, so hopefully they'll be able to do the same this year. Notre Dame, by the way, did get a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So that dominant performance pretty much went out throughout the entire season.
Yeah, hopefully they can get a win. That'd be really cool to see, finally have a team win one game into the tournament.
Yeah. And just to say, hey, we're kind of on the map now. Quinnipiac sports have just been going on the up and up and up for the past few years. So this would be a big step in the right direction for the women's team. But it was nice to see everybody there. Fox News was there. NBC was there. I was actually at the event, and it was loud. As loud as it got for women's games.
Wow.
So that was something. Women's hockey came out and showed their support. Some of the men's basketball team was there, and some of the men's basketball coaches were there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was also pretty cool. So go Quinnipiac.
Yeah. We got our 20 seconds of fame because I was watching it on ESPN, and as they were announcing the bracket, they would just say the two teams to match up their rankings and then move on to the next one. Quinnipiac was the only team, when I was watching, that they cut to a live feed of all the girls' reactions, which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I was in that crowd. Did you see me? No, I was in the back. But anyway, the winner of Oklahoma Quinnipiac is going to go on to face the winner of number 4 Stanford and number 13 Cal State Northridge. So the Bobcats, the women's team, will play not this Saturday, March 21st. Saturday, March 20th. Yeah, that is this Saturday.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost the end of March. March 21st, 4 p.m. That's Eastern Standard. So don't have to worry about changing time or anything like that.
Right.
So moving on to other Quinnipiac sports, man, oh man, you're kind of disappointed in teams like basketball, but then you look at some of these other teams and they're doing phenomenal. So men's ice hockey is going to play this Friday against Harvard. Men's hockey just beat Union in a best-of-3 series 2-1. It was a really great series.
Yeah, it was.
The goaltending was fantastic on both sides with Michael Gartig and Colin Stevens from the Dutchman. And, oh, man, did you watch any of the games on TV or anything?
No, I couldn't watch the first 2 games, but I went to the clinching game. That was crazy. That was a good
man.
game.
There were endless breakaways in all 3 games, no scores, and both goaltenders were just on their head. You wouldn't think they were with scores like 4-3, 3-2, or whatever, but these games could have easily been like 6-4, 6-5, because the goaltending was just phenomenal. And, in Game 3 of the series, a bunch of the fans were chanting Margaret Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Because she is dating Union's goaltender, Colin Stevens.
And she
goes
here.
Yeah, I'll see her tomorrow. I sit next to her in class, so I'll ask her about that. But the Bobcats won Game 1 4-3 in triple overtime.
Oh, God.
And it's funny because the Bobcats, for a while, had played the longest game in college hockey history, when Quinnipiac and Union 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It was almost to the day. I think it was 5 years and a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty close. Quinnipiac and Union went to 5 overtimes.
Whoa.
So could you imagine 3 periods?
You'd be so tired. I bet.
And then
even
5 overtimes.
Yeah,
How is that?
gliding around the ice?
Yeah.
I mean, the Bobcats looked so tired the next day. Could you imagine playing 2 more overtimes? So Union strikes first. 1-0. They're the defending champs. Okay, fine. Bobcats haven't been that great in the first period of games. Yeah. It's been pretty common. So, you kind of expected it almost. And then Bobcats fall behind 2-0. And then you're like, oh boy.
That's not good.
This is not what we wanted at all. 3-game series. Are you really about to lose the first game? So they're down 3-1 going into the third. And there's about a minute 30 left. And Sam Ennis scores. So everyone's like, all right, now we're in this. It's 2-1. We have a chance. Sam Ennis scores again. Scores 2 goals in 49 seconds to knot up the game at 3. And they go to overtime.
Definition of clutch.
Right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is what happens a lot with this Quinnipiac team, just because the team is so good, and I feel like they kind of played down to the competition because they realize we can come back against anybody.
Yeah,
right.
So I think this is exactly what happened against Union. And then Alex Barron goes and he scores the game-winning goal in overtime, and we turn a 2-0 deficit and a 3-1 deficit into a 4-3 win in triple overtime.
Great.
So the Bobcats took Game 1 in pretty outstanding fashion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Union went on to win Game 2. It was knotted up 2-2 in the third, and then Mike Pontarelli from Union scored the game winner with 3:53 to go in the third. So
they were so close.
Yeah.
Going overtime.
Yeah. Oh, I really didn't want another overtime game.
Another triple overtime game.
I really wanted the Bobcats to win that one because I didn't want to have to go to work on Sunday.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they didn't. So Game 3, Quinnipiac took, obviously, the 3-1 win to advance on to the semifinals. Soren Janssen, that second goal I think that he had that went over Stevens' right shoulder in the second period.
Great.
What a beautiful play. I forget who fed him the puck.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was Soren and somebody. Yeah, I don't remember who else it was, but man, oh man, that was one of the prettiest goals I've ever seen. Right over Collins' right shoulder to give the Bobcats a 2-1 lead. And then, up in the press box, I said to some of my colleagues, with about 2 minutes left in the third, I said, this is going to be the longest 2 minutes of hockey I will have watched in my entire life. Because, unfortunately, Quinnipiac takes a penalty.
Oh, yeah.
And that penalty was called by the ref, the farthest away ref. And I think it was a hold or a hook or something like that. And, how can you call? You can't see that.
What? Far away.
Yeah,
that
no
close
way.
To the end of the game, you can't just.
There are
that.
3 refs closer to the play than you are. How are you going to put your hand up and call that penalty? Especially when, like you said, there's less than 2 minutes left in the game.
Let him play.
So now you're thinking, okay, we're up 2-1. Union's on the power play. This is decisive Game 3.
At the same time,
so know they're pulling their goalie. So not only is it a power play, exactly, now it's a 6-on-4. So you're thinking, oh boy. There is absolutely no way that we're just going to be able to maintain this. And the Union power play didn't look that good at all
they were doing
in that third period. In the third game, they didn't look very good at all. So fortunately, Bobcats got pretty close, and then finally Matthew Pekka is able to collect the ball. I'm looking ahead. Collects the puck, and he just skates in.
Yeah, that was nice.
Gets the empty netter. Bobcats go up 3-1. And I think it was Clifton who almost scored because they had to keep the net empty.
Yeah, he cleared it and almost got it in.
I mean, he had to be,
That would've been great.
maybe 2 or 3 feet off
it was
at
not
most.
that far.
Yeah, it was really close. So Bobcats are going to go and face Harvard. Harvard defeated Yale in a 3-game series, which is fantastic. They went to overtime, double OT.
Nice.
So, always happy to see Yale lose.
Oh, yeah. Anything.
Yep. So Colgate will take on St. Lawrence in the other side, in the other semifinal game up in Lake Placid. And then Bobcat men will take on Harvard. And then the winner will play Saturday. And that'll be the ECAC champion. So another good thing about the Bobcats winning against Union is that keeps our NCAA hopes alive.
Yeah.
Because if we lose that series to Union,
It'd been disappointing if we didn't make it to that tournament.
Pretty much guaranteeing that Bobcats weren't going to make the NCAA tournament. So I think it's pretty cool. KU Athletics is actually going to sponsor a fan bus for both Friday and Saturday up to Lake Placid, which is about a 4.5-hour trip. Yeah. And since we're traveling in a bus, it's going to be more like 5 hours.
Yeah.
So tickets are $10 for students, but the bus is going to leave from TD Bank Center 8 a.m. on Friday. Whew. So I'm considering, I don't know. Yeah. So if we leave at 8, get to the rink up there at 1. Game starts around 4:07. Let's just say 2.5 hours. Bus leaves half an hour after the game. We're talking about getting back to Quinnipiac 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh boy, that's a long day.
And then you have to wake up
go back and
do it all over again because they're not going to have anyone stay over. I mean, obviously the team's going to stay up there, and I know some of the media is just going to get a hotel and stay up there. But for the fans who aren't going to spend the money to rent a hotel
or drive,
that's going to be 20 hours of traveling the 2 days.
48 hours. That's almost 50% of your time's on a bus.
Yeah, so that's not going to be fun. I kind of want to go Friday, but I don't want to go travel 10 hours and have them lose. Or go travel 10 hours, have them win, and have to travel 10 hours the next day. So, I don't know. I'm torn. I want to go, but I don't know.
I want to go just because it's at Lake Placid.
Yeah.
1980 USA one.
Yep. Nice rink. So, that's Quinnipiac men's hockey. So, this is actually, in the press conference, head coach Rand Pecknold actually mentioned a pretty interesting stat. That the Bobcats have won. They're the only team in the ECAC to have won at least one playoff series every year since the Bobcats actually joined the ECAC.
Wow.
And then the Bobcats have also won at least one playoff series every year for the past 17 years. Wow. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's a consistent amount.
17 years of winning at least one round. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Win one.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So they have, let's see, I'm not entirely sure how they did against Harvard, the Crimson.
Harvard was pretty good this year, though.
They did. They started off very well from what I remember. Yeah, in December 6th at High Point Solutions Arena. So this was a home game for the Bobcats. Harvard won 5-2. So, yeah, but then we played Harvard at Harvard, and we won 5-2. So who knows how this is going to go.
I guess whoever is considered the home team up in Lake Placid is going to win 5-2.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, Harvard, I remember they started off really hot, and they were one of the better teams. And then they just drastically cooled off. When we played them at Harvard, we took a 3-1 lead in the first period. Ooh. So, and based on how we've been playing in the first period, that might have been our best first period of the season. So, Quinnipiac men, once again, going up against Harvard this Friday, and then either Colgate or St. Lawrence on Saturday for the ECAC championship. And then we'll have to look forward for the NCAA tournament for them. Mm-hmm. On to the women's side, speaking of Harvard, women's ice hockey lost to Harvard 5-0 in the NCAA tournament. So that'll wrap up their season.
Rough way to end that year.
Yeah.
It's such a great run.
Yes, women's hockey had a fantastic year, setting program records everywhere. Chelsea Layden was setting shutout records all over the place. it was just a really good season for
16
women's ice hockey.
shutouts.
Yeah, crazy. And 9 of them were in conference,
Oh.
which is tied for second all time. But it was interesting because these games against Harvard, they played them 3 times prior to losing 5-0. They lost 2-1, then they lost 2-1, then they lost 2-1.
Oh, man.
So, you're going into this thinking that maybe we have somewhat of a chance
Yeah.
because
It's been close.
it's been 2-1 every game,
The tide.
and the Bobcats have scored the first goal on occasions.
Yeah.
The Bobcats were up 1-0 in the third game against them. So you're like, all right,
can do it.
we played with a lead. That third game we played against them, Harvard didn't score until the third period. So if we had just held out for a few more minutes, the Bobcats could have taken that game. But 5-0.
That's rough.
Shellacking. And, unfortunately, Chelsea Layden actually got pulled in this game,
Yeah.
which is so unfortunate
Yeah, it
as a
is.
senior.
Yeah.
After such a stellar season, your last
It's not how you
game,
want to remember your last game as a.
Bobcat, and you get pulled and the team loses 5-0.
That's rough.
Yeah, she got pulled after only 23 minutes, which she only gave up 3 of the 5 goals. But I think that move was more of just trying to light a fire
get
under the team.
going,
I don't think that necessarily had to do with her performance.
Yeah.
Quinnipiac just couldn't
Just wasn't
corral
on it, I
anything
guess.
on the offensive end. So I think coach was just trying to, rile the girls up a little bit, rustle their feathers. And Rick Seeley just tried to, generate offense by switching out the goaltender. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Yeah, that move usually either works very well in their favor or it just has no impact at all, which I guess is how this happened.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. You wish they could at least scored a goal.
Yeah, that would have been
not
nice.
get shut
but
out.
still, not to take away from a fantastic year, but
Yes.
yeah. Bobcats finished up with 9 losses this season. 4 of those 9 losses were to the Harvard Crimson.
Ouch.
So, not too well
They
there.
had our number, I guess.
Yes, they did. But still, it was the best season in program history. And it was the most wins and conference wins that the Bobcats have had in a season. So,
Hopefully they carried into next year and
Yep,
redeem
exactly.
themselves.
precisely. So, very good season from the women's hockey team. Sad that it's over.
Yeah.
So now we just have to hope on men's hockey and women's basketball. Women's
Crazy.
basketball did their part bringing home a conference
Yeah.
championship. So hopefully the men can do the same.
Yeah. This season went by fast. I feel like it went by so fast. I feel like it was just yesterday that all the teams had their opening day back in, what was it, like October, November-ish?
Yeah.
And it's already coming to an end.
Yeah, I was walking out of the bank after the men's win, and I didn't realize until I was almost halfway out that this was going to be the last game
Yeah.
that I was working at the TD Bank Sports
season.
Center this year. And I was just like, wow, this absolutely flew
did.
by. It went so fast, but there's a lot of good action there. So we'll keep it up, hopefully. On to professional sport. Actually, should we stick with NCAA?
Yeah, it was quick.
We had the men's bracket come out
bracket.
yesterday, yeah. So obviously, guess who was the overall number 1 seed?
Kentucky.
Of course.
Yeah, what a surprise.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Yep, Calipari's Wildcats looking to become the first team ever to go 40-0, bring home that national championship.
Could you imagine if they just won it all, like never lost at all this year? That'd be. I feel like they're due for a loss, so that's why I wouldn't pick them to be my winner. But they're also huge favorites. It'd be unheard of, I think. You just straight win all the way through.
Yeah.
I don't think any team's ever gone undefeated, though, when they've gotten to the bracket undefeated.
Yeah, no
They've never
team's
won.
ever gone 40-0,
There's
yeah.
4, I think, with Kentucky, there's 4 teams now who have done it, but I don't think anyone's gone, like, there's only one team that was runner-up. Other than that, no other team has even gone close.
It's hard to keep up a 40-game win streak.
Yeah, and you know how crazy March Madness is.
Right.
Unbelievable. You know, they have the seeds, but in all reality, the seedings, those are just numbers, and they're not reflective of, a team's skill or talent, really. So that'll be interesting. Manhattan, which won the MAC tournament, they defeated Robert Morris. They actually have a play-in game for the 16 seed. They're going to face off against Hampton. And then, if Manhattan wins that game, they are fortunate enough to play those Wildcats. So
I'm kind of glad, just because of the way it worked out, that the Quinnipiac didn't win the MAC championship, so they didn't have to play Kentucky.
Exactly. That's exactly why we didn't have that great of a season, to avoid Kentucky in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And then over in the NEC, our old conference, Robert Morris. Oh, who did Manhattan beat? St. Francis, I think. We'll have to check on that. But NEC opponent, Robert Morris, has a play-in game, too. They're going to play North Florida. Then the winner of that takes on Duke.
Ooh, another rough game.
Yeah, 1 seed in Duke. The ones were Kentucky, Duke, Gonzaga, or Nova and Wisconsin. Gonzaga was a 2, with Arizona, Kansas, and Virginia. So, who do you have? Who do you like? Who do you not like? What do you think? How far do you think Kentucky's going to go?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people want them to go. I think they'll go pretty far.
I think Final Four at least.
Yeah, Elite 8, Final Four is definitely where they're going to end up.
They play good team ball.
Yeah.
There.
I looked at. I didn't actually extensively look at the bracket, but I'm pretty sure they don't have a super hard way to go because they go that they could play either Cincinnati or Purdue, and eventually either West Virginia, Buffalo, Maryland, and some team I have no idea how to pronounce. Valparaiso. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they're facing anybody too tough. So I feel like they could go pretty far.
Yeah, they could face Notre Dame in the Sweet 16. Notre Dame got a 3 seed. They were just an 11 in the tournament, but since they won it and upset everybody, they get that 3 seed. They're a good team. Kansas is obviously a good team.
Duke.
When would they play Duke?
That would be
the Final Four.
They play Final Four.
Yeah. So that's also a possibility.
I mean, the usual suspect teams are higher in the seeds, like Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Kansas. I mean, it's all the same teams. It's just, how they're going to
get it this year.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. UNC.
Yeah.
I heard a stat on ESPN today that ESPN had 3 million plus people so far filled out a bracket, and over 50% has chosen Kentucky to win it all.
Yeah,
so it just shows how much of a favorite they are in the eyes of the people.
Yeah, Kentucky for me, it just seems like they don't have. Take Jahlil Okafor, for example, over at Duke.
Yeah.
He has among the best talent out of any college player right now in the country. Will most likely be the number 1 overall pick for the Knicks or whoever gets that pick. I don't feel like Kentucky has a player like Okafor that is just going to completely dominate all facets of a game like Okafor can. I feel like Kentucky's much more about distributing the ball, getting all players involved, getting everybody touches, making stops as a team, playing offense really as a team.
Sometimes that's the best.
Which is more difficult to defend. If you're an opponent, you have to worry about all 5 guys on the floor
just 1 or 2 guys,
as opposed to just a couple. So I think that's going to be the big thing for Kentucky moving forward. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I think if they lose, if they lose at all, I think it's going to be a disappointment.
Yeah.
If they don't make it to the Final Four, that's a shocker.
Upset,
Absolute shocker. But I guess we'll see what happens. So fill out your brackets, and they're not doing that $1 billion challenge anymore with Warren Buffett. That's done because apparently the companies that made up the whole idea were suing each other back and forth, and they didn't want to deal with that anymore, which I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
This tournament brings in so much money.
I don't think it really matters.
yeah. And it's Warren Buffett,
they
so much money.
There's just money everywhere.
The money. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know what's going on with that. They said they were going to come out with a new type of thing, but they didn't really give any details on that yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. But no more $1 billion challenge. It's not like anyone was even going to win that anyway.
I don't think anybody's ever.
You have a greater chance of getting struck by lightning. So, GG.
Yeah, right. I've always entered it though.
Have you?
I always do one. Yeah, I just do one, and then I just throw one into the $1 billion thing. What if I win?
Yeah.
I get $1 billion.
You never know.
How sweet would that be?
Yeah, I could just retire from
radio show.
Else. Yeah. So see you guys. I'm out.
No. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. Ton of college stuff this week.
Yeah,
the big college.
Yeah. Over on to the NBA. Pretty interesting month. We're winding down the season now. We're down to the last 12, 13, 14 games, depending on what team you are. And, MVP races are heating up.
Right.
We have to decide who's going to get what seed, who's going to make the playoffs, who's not going to make the playoffs. We had some guys get back from injury. We have some guys who will hopefully soon be coming back from injury.
Right.
and we have some guys who've been playing hurt. There's just a ton going on right now. So Russell Westbrook, I think, has been pretty much the mainstay of the NBA
Absolutely.
for the past, I don't even know, it's approaching 2 months now. It's a month and a half. And his triple doubles, he's been playing 2K
Out of this world.
for a month and a half.
Yeah, he's averaging. His numbers are like incredibly off the charts. I mean, just watching him in the month of February and now, it's insane. It's just so much fun to watch him play.
Yeah. He's so athletic. He's so quick. He's the most athletic point guard in the league.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think John Wall would be the only other point guard that could give him any competition for that. Derrick Rose all his
knee injuries,
yeah, before that. But other than Wall, I think, yeah.
He's the most. Russell Westbrook is the most explosive too.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude can throw it down.
He can. And, this is all without Kevin Durant, too.
Right.
Which is even more interesting. So you kind of feel like teams know that Russell Westbrook's going to be the guy to carry,
Yep.
and they go into the game with a defensive mindset of stopping Russell Westbrook. Yet they can't
just
do
don't.
it. They
Yeah,
still can't
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know how long he can keep it up. He's not going to have to do it for that much longer because
Yeah.
Durant's returning very soon, hopefully, and hopefully that foot will be okay.
Yeah.
But
They have a lot of. I mean, they don't have a lot of catching up to do, but I mean, they're right there with the Pelicans, man. And if Russell Westbrook has done his absolute best to try to get them in playoff contention, and if Kevin Durant can come back and help out his buddy, and they can win some games, and they get that 8th spot. But I mean,
yeah, they're sitting in the 8 right now at 37 and 29.
Right.
They're one game ahead of the Pelicans.
That's what I'm saying,
With
yeah.
36 and 30.
yeah.
So I mean, they're in a dead heat right now.
Yeah, that's interesting to see. Like Russell Westbrook, he has like an MVP 2 months, and then they just end up not making the playoffs. Like that's insane. Just
That'd be
riddled,
sad.
yeah, right. Just riddled with injuries.
Yeah.
Shows how far. Like
And now, did you see Ibaka's going down too?
yeah, I saw
he
that
had
too.
knee injury or
yeah,
whatever.
like that's
It's crazy.
insane. The Thunder, man.
Oh.
Tough year.
Yeah, tough year for them.
Mm-hmm.
But like on the flip side of that, Blake Griffin's return to the Clips.
Yeah, and they lost.
And they still lost, yeah, which sucks. But, I mean, I feel like Chris Paul now got his help back. And, I kind of felt bad for CP3 because every time I watched him play, I can just feel like he's getting so frustrated with, like, how he's been playing and how the team's been playing because they haven't been really playing as well. But I saw a thing where, like, statistically, I think Chris Paul is, like, the best has the best mid jumper, which is, like, kind of awesome. So, like, you kind of know, like, most of the time that ball's going in. But without Blake to pick and roll and lob and whatever, he can only take him so far.
Yeah, I think that's what Griffin brings to the Clippers the most is that pick and roll play.
Yeah.
Kind of like Russell stepped it up with KD out. DeAndre Jordan was
my
playing
goodness.
out of his mind with Blake Griffin out. He only scored 5 points in Griffin's return, but he had 20 rebounds.
Yeah, that's
20 boards. But yeah, DeAndre Jordan was a monster with
he's
Blake
beasting.
out.
Absolutely.
So good. Doc Rivers he's more than vouching for him for Defensive Player of the Year. He's kind of just begging everyone to give him Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is going to happen. But, I mean, he's a candidate. I don't think he'll win it.
Absolutely.
He hit his first career 3-pointer the other day.
I
Yeah.
watched
So
it.
that's how you know.
I saw that live. First thing I did was text Josh. I was like, yo, you need to watch this.
Yep.
With like 2 seconds left, bounced off like some dude, like an errant pass or something. Dude just picked up the ball after 3-point line, and man, he stepped into that shot and stroked it. Next possession, he goes, gets fouled, misses a first free throw, airballs next.
Yeah.
Come on, DeAndre, pull it together, man.
And he splashed that, too.
Yeah.
That was
that was a
nothing but
perfect
net.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing but net.
It was... I mean, he was laughing and running
Yeah.
back down
Yeah,
the court
yeah.
just because that doesn't happen, and it probably won't ever happen again.
Right.
I think that was his 7th or 8th attempt of his career?
Yep. And
Can't remember which, but
I think that was his first make, though.
yeah, it was his first make,
First make. Yeah.
So, congratulations.
He's gonna start shooting
Yeah,
threes all the
exactly.
time
Congrats
now.
to DeAndre Jordan.
He's got real
I'm hot.
confidence.
Heat check.
Yeah, that'd be great. On the next possession, he just goes and he just pulls up for 3 again.
Yeah. The Clippers are 42 and 25. They're a 6th seed right now. They'd play the Trailblazers right now in the first round, that 3-6 matchup.
Wow.
But, man, I'm looking at this Western Conference and
They're
playoff
good.
scenarios.
Yeah, absolutely.
Golden State, Oklahoma City, first round.
That's what I want. That's what everyone wants. A healthy KD, a healthy Russell Westbrook, Splash Brothers. What more could you want in that game?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That is unbelievable.
They match up pretty well too. So I think that would just be like so much offense. So much offense in that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the last time the Warriors and Clippers played last week, And there was this one play I was watching where Steph Curry comes down, and you have to pick up Steph Curry once he crosses midcourt,
Yeah.
because dude is
He'll
going
drain
to
it from
pull
anywhere.
up exactly from wherever he wants. So Chris Paul steps up on him,
I know what
and
you're talking
Steph
about, yeah.
Curry gives him the dirty slow hesitation with the head fake, and Chris jumps. Curry just takes a couple steps in, nails the jumper, and you're just like, Steph Curry just faked out probably the best defensive point guard in the NBA and made it look so easy.
Yeah.
And it's just, how does he do that?
And then he crossed him up too. He actually, I don't know if he made him fall, but he caught him again later on that game and hit the three.
Yeah,
and
did you see that where he dribbled through 4 guys all around, and then all of a sudden got to the 3-point line and just threw it.
Yeah.
It
Did you
looked like
see
he tried
Steve
to take
Kerr?
a shot.
Oh yeah, he was like, okay, yeah, he's like, what?
And then he started laughing to himself after it went in because he was ticked. I mean, it looked like a terrible possession.
Yeah.
One, how is that not a turnover?
Yeah.
There were 8 hands reaching for it, and he somehow comes away with it. And then it's just like he wasn't looking at the hoop when he started collecting it.
Yeah.
He started looking when he was already in motion of shooting,
Yeah.
and he
Unreal
drains it.
shooter.
I mean, at this point now in Steph Curry's career, like I was telling you guys, he shoots the 3. He knows it's going in, but before the ball even gets to the top of the shot, he starts turning around and celebrating because he knows that ball's going in.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Yep. Unlike Mr. Swaggy P,
Yeah.
who did the same thing except he missed. Steph Curry makes it when he
Yeah.
turns around.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, so exciting to see. Swaggy P.
All right. My MVP for right now, this is not in order because I don't think you can just put it in order, but these are the 5 players who I would consider for MVP as of right now. You have Russell
JaVale
Westbrook.
McGee.
No. I almost said JaVale McGee. Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, James Harden,
Wow.
LeBron James, Anthony Davis.
Wow, you have James Harden at the 3 spot.
Well, that's not in order. That's just the 5 that I would consider
Current.
for MVP.
I understand.
Those are my 5.
I completely agree, except I'm going to knock off Anthony Davis. Well, actually, no, not anymore because they have a winning record now.
Yeah, the only
Yeah.
he would be in consideration. He'd be highly considered if he wasn't injured so much.
Right.
That's what's hurt him a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that his team right now wouldn't make the playoffs.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And his team as a whole is atrocious on defense.
Right.
But him personally is
He
fantastic.
almost got a quadruple double last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He was 3 assists and 1 block away. So he was so close.
Like for me though, like I completely agree with what you're saying, but like I might have to just knock off Russell Westbrook and LeBron James only because LeBron now he's playing like really well, and now he's playing. I know you hate him, but now he's playing consistent, and now he's doing a really good job. You know, after the Cavs like slow start, whatever, blah blah blah. And then like Russell Westbrook before, he's riddled with injuries. They didn't play so well. Then now all of a sudden he has these amazing 2 months. But I feel like to me, Steph Curry and James Harden are the only 2 have been playing consistent all
that's
year.
what you look for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they have like carried their team, and they've like just been super consistent the whole year. And I'd love to see James Harden actually like get this MVP spot because it kind of shows that he was a 6th man on the Thunder, but now look what he's doing now. He is carrying the Rockets to a deep playoff run. Same thing with Steph Curry now. So
Yeah, in the same way, Steph Curry coming out of Davidson.
right.
All the scouts are saying, oh, this guy's too small. He's not quick enough. His game's not going to translate to the NBA. Gets drafted.
Yeah.
A couple of years go by, after all his ankle injuries,
Yeah.
which really
Spaghetti ankles.
wrecked the beginning of
Yeah.
his career. He had glass ankles for a while. But since then, he's sort of taken over the NBA as one of the most popular players. In fact, he had more votes than LeBron James for the All-Star game.
Right.
Which was insane when you think about it and how popular LeBron is.
Yeah.
So for Steph Curry to take over, we might be seeing a change in hands pretty soon. A couple of years, Steph
Yeah.
Curry's going to be the man.
That would be pretty cool. I'd love to see Steph Curry win the MVP this year. That'd be really cool for him. Yeah.
And then the Warriors to go far, just because that home court at Oracle is something else.
Yeah.
I think the best 2 are Chesapeake, OKC, and Oracle, the Warriors.
Absolutely.
2 best home courts in the NBA.
100% agree.
So hopefully they'll be able to sort of do that. On the East, the Cavs. I mean, that's pretty much the East is theirs to win.
This is what you've said since the beginning. After they're doing bad, everyone's freaking out. They're like, yo, the Cavs are so bad, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to even make the playoffs. And you were just like, okay, just relax. They're going to be fine. Look where they are now. They're the 2 seed underneath the Hawks, and they're playing so well. They found their identity.
Yeah, they're playing very well.
They're just like, they're vibing with each other. It's great.
Amon and JR and Timothy Mozgov helped so much.
Like, completely. And I kind of like, even though I don't like the Knicks, I mean, the Iman and JR connection is not bad. It's pretty good.
It's helped out the Cavs a ton so far.
Yeah.
And, Kyrie and LeBron are finally getting along and they're meshing.
Yeah.
Kyrie just went off for 57.
Yeah. That was...
And LeBron's high as a Cavalier was 56.
Yep.
And LeBron said, I don't mind lending him one. Lending, which means LeBron's going to go out and drop 60 or something. He dropped 61 as a member of the Heat as his highest scoring output for his career. So don't be surprised if we see LeBron go off sometime in the near future so he could get that franchise record back. I think he owns 15 or 16 of the Cavs franchise records or something crazy like that.
That's awesome. But, like, what's impressive, though, for me? Like, Kyrie Irving did it against the San Antonio Spurs. Like, that's
they're a good team.
They're a good team. You know what I'm saying?
First player to do score 50-plus against the Spurs.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So that's kind of like, that's amazing in itself. And also, just 57 is an amazing feat as well. But, like, I can see LeBron getting, 62 or 65, whatever, if he's playing like the Lakers or the T-Wolves, But, like, I don't know. Like, Carmelo got his 60-plus game against, like, the Charlotte Bobcats. So I could definitely see LeBron getting it against, like, a scrub team.
The Cavs right now are 10 games back of the Atlanta Hawks in the East. So they're probably not going to get that 1 seed just because,
they have to, like, run the table and
exactly.
Just,
the Hawks are at 66 games right now, so they only have 16 left.
Right.
Yeah.
Are the Hawks really going to lose 10 out of their next 16 games?
I mean, Kyle Korver's broke his nose, so there goes their whole
Kyle Korver's gone
yeah.
for who knows how long. Mike Scott coming off the bench, who's been big for him, or for Atlanta, is also gone.
Right.
He broke his left big toe, so he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
I mean, what would be really cool to see, though, is if, like, when Kyle Korver comes back and he wears a mask, and then all of a sudden he turns into Russell Westbrook. He starts dunking and, like, getting triple doubles. Like, what?
Yeah, where did this come from?
Where did that come from?
He's dunked, what, twice this season, I think?
Yeah, and the first time he did, that place exploded.
Yeah.
It almost broke the internet.
Yeah.
All the sports things were like, oh my God, Korver dunked.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And it was mean, too. It was a mean dunk. Like, NBA.com had it up, their YouTube page, everywhere.
I'm looking at this Hawks upcoming schedule.
Oh, no.
Just to see if it was possible, if they could.
Yeah.
It's not possible. So, I mean, they have the Warriors, which is a losable game, the Thunder, the Spurs.
Okay. That's a tough 3.
Yeah.
Magic.
Other than that, they play the Nets twice.
That's win-win. Sorry, Josh.
They play the Hornets twice.
Okay, 2 wins there.
They play the Raptors, who have really been struggling recently.
As of late, same thing with, like, the Wizards, too.
Yep. Then they play the Bulls. They have a game against the Knicks, so that's an auto win.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you go in on those Knicks.
So I mean, I think that'll pretty much. They're good.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll definitely win?
They'll get that 1
They'll
seed.
get those 60 games. I think the Hawks will win 60 games this season. That would be insane.
Cleveland will get the 2.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, after that, does it really even matter?
I mean, Atlanta made yeah.
The
Atlanta,
Celtics about to get that 8 spot though.
Are they? No, right now Charlotte's in there.
They're half a game back. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games.
Oh, they are.
They're on fire.
Woo.
That's right.
Well, for the Celtics.
Nets are 3 games out of that 8 spot.
Yo, they could still get it. Dude. Yeah,
absolutely. We're still in play.
Dude, Philly's still in play, dude.
Yeah. The 15 and 51.
With the way that conference plays, anybody's still in.
The 76ers are 14 and a half games back.
We have 60 games on the schedule, dude.
So theoretically, yes, it is possible.
We need Charlotte, Miami, Boston, Brooklyn, Detroit, and Orlando to lose every single game. From now on, Philly needs to go off. Iverson
you never
back.
know.
Yeah, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson re-signed with the Sixers.
Yeah.
Whoa, that'd be crazy.
And then let's see. So Paul George might be coming back pretty soon for Indiana, which is interesting because the Cavs would play Indiana in the first round as of right now.
Oh, get that PG LBJ.
Paul George coming back.
Yeah,
that Pacers team. They're looking a little better.
Yeah, they're kind of hot right now.
I mean, Roy Hibbert's going to disappear again.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Because that's what Roy Hibbert does in the playoffs. he forgets how to play basketball.
Yeah.
But you're going to have Atlanta taking on Charlotte. So Atlanta's going to take that series.
Are you kidding me?
Charlotte's a hot
4.
mess. Yeah. Who was it?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes,
against
it was Brandon Jennings when they were playing the Cavs, and he said we're going to sweep the Heat. Come on, Brandon. All right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about, boy?
Cleveland, Indiana. That would be really cool to see, especially because the past 2 years when LeBron was on the Heat,
he just keeps matching up with them.
Yeah, he keeps matching up with PG in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I remember I think it was the 2012, 2013. The Pacers
gave him a run.
Yeah, and it was only because LeBron hit that game-winning layup, I think, in Game 1, which decided that whole series eventually. But they match up very, very well, and it's it's not the most fun game to watch, but it's interesting to see that Paul George can definitely give LBJ a run for his money.
Yeah, I don't think this series, if it were to happen, would be just as good because he's coming back from injury. Who knows exactly how effective he's going to be? He hasn't played in a real NBA basketball game.
Right, he'll play limited minutes.
Yeah, since last season.
Right.
So you don't know what exactly you're going to get from him. Not only him, you don't know what you're going to get from him with the team,
Right.
Is the chemistry going to be there?
True.
You don't know. So
behind Luis Scola, I think they're unstoppable.
Scola. He's been around.
Yeah. I don't know, he's on so many teams.
He's been on a lot of teams.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Nate Robinson too, because now he just signed with the Clips.
Yep.
How many teams has this kid been on?
All of them.
Yeah.
So many. The Bulls.
Yeah.
Celtics.
Twice. Nuggets.
Yeah, he's been all
was he on the
over
Warriors?
place.
I want to say he was on the Warriors.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Probably at some point.
Sounds familiar.
He had his best run, I think, with the Bulls. Yeah. But now he's on the Clips.
Yeah, he went off
against
the Nets in that fourth quarter. I'm just like, how do you not stop a 5'11" guy? Literally just put your hand up and he can't shoot over you.
Dude's, I think, a 2-time dunk champion, All-Star game.
Yeah, those are some hops.
Yeah, dude, he's blocked Yao Ming and he's blocked Shaquille O'Neal. What?
That happened?
Yeah. Come on,
that gives me motivation. If he can dunk, I can dunk.
Yeah.
I'll get there eventually.
You're taller than him, so
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
5'9".
You should be dunking even better than him. Yeah, 2 inches on him.
Theoretically, yeah.
You won't.
So here we go. He's played for the Knicks, Celtics, Thunder, Warriors, Bulls, Nuggets, and Clippers.
He's played for the Thunder too?
2011.
What the heck, dude? That's crazy.
Oh no. When he played for the Celtics, he was traded to Oklahoma City.
No.
Who was he traded with?
For Kendrick
Perkins.
He was traded with Kendrick Perkins to Oklahoma City.
What?
For Jeff Green and Nenad Kristic.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Why?
So he is the reason that Kendrick Perkins was weighing down that franchise for so long. It is all Nate Robinson's fault.
I like Nate Robinson, though. Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. But
oh, man.
So wait, is Nate the backup point guard in LAC?
Yeah, behind CP3.
Okay, so then Austin Rivers is...
yeah. I guess both Austin Rivers and Nate Robinson are more of combo guards.
Oh, okay.
So they can play both.
Yeah.
I despise Austin Rivers.
Do you?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's another... You can throw, Patrick Beverly, Carlos Delfino, Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
Just players I absolutely don't like at all.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I really don't like Rivers. Who was he talking to? He was mouthing off to some point guard who was a million times better than him.
Austin Rivers. Are you kidding me? Does he know who he is? He's talking trash to Russell Westbrook.
It might have. I don't remember who it was. It might have been. I'm just dude.
Oh, I saw a thing where they're talking about it's a little off topic, but they're talking about 6 Man of the Year award, and they're saying that Corey Brewer could potentially get 6 Man of the Year.
You related, Josh?
Yeah, that Brewer to Brewer connection.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, because they're saying the usual suspects like Jamal Crawford and J.R. Smith, but J.R. Smith is now starting,
and Jamal's been hurt.
Yeah, and they're saying one of the Morris brothers, but they're saying Corey Brewer's been super consistent, and he's really gotten that scoring punch off the bench. So I don't know. Who do you? I don't know if you could think of someone off the top of your head, but who would you think for 6 Man of the Year?
Right now, I can sort of see why Corey Brewer. The only reason I wouldn't give it to him is because he hasn't been on Houston that long. He just got there from the trade deadline, coming from Minnesota.
True.
My number one, possibly Draymond Green.
Oh, that's right. Absolutely.
It would probably.
He might even get most improved as well.
Yeah, probably Draymond Green, just because. Where did that come from?
Yeah, who?
He's shooting the 3. they need to up his ratings in 2K. I was playing as the Warriors.
Yeah.
And you know that bar that shows up when you're shooting?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, when your rating's up, the bar's wider.
Yeah.
His bar was not wide. So,
Really?
and he makes threes in game, so 2K.
You got to get on that.
Change his ratings.
Yeah, didn't they upped Hassan Whiteside's ratings?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, so get on that.
Yeah.
But another interesting thing with the NBA is the CBA is going to be running out. So they have to sign that new TV deal.
Yeah.
Now, what's intriguing to me about this TV deal is, it's going to be worth however many billions of dollars. But what the league wants to do is they want to slowly increase the cap just so that teams can't say, all right, let's go on this crazy spending spree and sign everybody. So they came up with a proposal. The NBA Players Association, of course, because these guys can never agree on things. So watch out for a lockout in 2017. But the Players Association said, no, we don't want to do these small increments. When you guys are going to be getting money, give us our share of the money immediately once the CBA runs out. So if that's going to happen, you're going to look at these teams. The cap's going to be in the 90s, 90 million plus, meaning you're going to have the best teams in the NBA. They're going to be able to go out and sign some of the best free agents. So you think that the West is amazing now and the East is slacking. Imagine 2 years from now when the Warriors could possibly have, 20 plus in cap space as one of the top teams in the West. Teams like Minnesota are going to struggle just because, one, they're bad, and two, Minnesota's not exactly the most attractive destination for a player.
Yeah. KG thinks so.
It's going to be super, super
difficult,
unbalanced moving forward if they do throw all the money into one season and say, here's $23 million, go do whatever with it.
That'd be really interesting to see, though.
Yeah. That's why LeBron, when he signed his 2-year deal with Cleveland, he has an opt-out after 1 year. So everyone's saying, oh, LeBron's doing this because he's a bum and he's going to leave Cleveland again. No, he's doing it because he's going to opt out and then sign a max contract again for more money.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
That was a very smart business venture.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
And guess who's the vice president of the Players Association? LeBron James.
Are you...
What? Yeah, he's the player representative.
Are you kidding me?
So, man knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy.
What? Yeah,
he knows how to capitalize.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
So, we have about 3 minutes left.
NFL talk?
Should we go to it real quick?
I don't even want to talk about free agency. Don't bring it up.
AFC East making moves.
Nope.
Pat's franchise tag their kicker.
Stop.
Yeah, what else can we talk about real quickly?
Let's just finish up with basketball and then we'll call it a day. Speaking of basketball, Megan Miranda and everyone else.
Shout out.
Yep. We have a game coming up tonight, 9:30, right after the show.
He'll be there.
We're going up against some people I don't know, actually, that I work with in Sports Info. It's the event staff people. The people that...
Do the events?
Yeah, they kind of just get the ball if it goes out of bounds. Or the people at the hockey games that open up the doors for the players and refs.
We need those people, though. Those are the real MVPs. Come on. Yeah, where are they in Kevin Durant's speech, all right?
Yeah, so we're going to be facing off against them tonight, so that's exciting.
That is.
Hopefully I can shut them down because I don't want to lose to them.
But can you actually play in, real in the first half?
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that Josh Brewer just does not play in the first half. He lets us play, and then we lose because he doesn't play hard.
So, yeah, we had a game a couple weeks ago.
Josh, you're traded.
Yeah.
It was
the team.
It was actually that game with Jason and I came back into the studio huffing and puffing because we had to sprint from the rec center to here. So I decided that I was going to take, I think, one shot in the first half, and I missed it. And I think we were down...
2 or something, right? Going in half?
Oh, wait. This was a different game.
Yeah, that was a different game.
Different game. Never mind. We weren't huffing and puffing. But yeah, we were down 2-4, something like that, going into halftime. I had no points, and I was fine with that because I like to pass. So then I was like, all right, second half, we were down by as many as 11. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to start shooting.
Yeah.
We had a 1-point lead at one point.
Yeah,
so
you hit 2 clutch threes.
We went on, it wasn't a 12-0 run, but the point differential for us was plus 12 at one point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost, but
Yeah, you
If I
caught fire.
If I had
Yeah.
played in the first half,
I don't.
probably would have won that game.
Oh my goodness.
Oops.
But
It happens.
Yeah, just co-ed D2
so much
basketball.
happened in the
Yeah.
sports world. Wow.
Yes, it did. Yeah. But that's pretty much all we have time for this week. We'll be back next Monday, March 23rd. Hopefully, we'll have some good news regarding
QU sports.
yeah.
women's basketball and men's ice hockey. And who knows? Men's ice hockey.
Something big will happen.
We're going all the way.
Men's ice hockey could be celebrating a ECAC championship and be heading to the NCAAs, and the women could upset Oklahoma. Who knows?
That'd be great.
They will.
That would be great.
I have faith in them.
No, yeah, that'd be the prime thing. So
They're gonna win
we'll
it
see
all.
you guys next week. Thanks for listening, and peace.
Peace out.
Bye.